Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play of Niche, a genetics survivor game created by Stray Fawn Studio. Niche is actually a turn-based strategy with heavy focus on RPG elements in the form of evolving your species. The game caught my eye specifically because of its scientific approach to the theme, and I have to admit that it is also much harder than I actually thought it would be, so that's an added bonus. The game emerged from early access this week, and it will be available for a 10% discount if anyone wants to pick it up. I would definitely suggest you do so because I really like what I saw. But without further ado, let's jump straight in the game where I will be able to better show you what this is all about. We're gonna go with the story mode, which will tell you about the story of Adam and Eve, our first pair of animals that we are going to breed. So let's go. Okay everyone, welcome to the game. The game itself consists of various islands like the one you see here. They will get progressively larger, but each of these islands is a habitat of its own in which our animals will try to survive. We start the game with only one, which is called Adam. You can see him here. I will spend a bit of time talking now about the user interface so that you know what is going on when we get to the actual game, and I won't have to spend much time doing that. So here we can see Adam. He's the animal that you saw in the intro video. Poor thing fell out of the sky onto this deserted island, thank God. So here you have Adam, the way he looks. Here's his age. Adam is 2 days old. He's a child. He has no reduction by damage. If your animal gets sick or wounded, it will die earlier. And he has remaining lifetime 23 days. So basically in 23 turns, Adam will perish. And we will not have him available anymore. Now, you can see that Adam is a beta animal, so he's not an alpha, he's not an omega, he's a baby animal, so he's very young and has therefore reduced abilities, and he will die when attacked. So that is very important. We have to take care of our young before we do anything with them. Now, here you can see some statistics about Adam. Each animal has these and a number of others that we might eventually encounter. It depends on whether or not your animal has the abilities. I'd like to mention that while Adam is scripted, so you always have the same Adam in the very beginning, you have different Eve, an animal that we will encounter on the next island. So while you know what you will get with Adam, you will pretty much always get a surprise with Eve. So, Adam has speed of 1 because he has runner legs, 2 pairs of them, and he has hind legs. So he has 4 legs, actually. He has a swimming ability because his hind legs are able to swim. He has the ability to collect because he has 2 runner legs. He has strength of 2 because he has a big body. We can create small animals, big animals. It depends on what we go for. He also has a venomous ability because he has poisonous fangs. You can see them sticking out of his mouth. He has a fertility of 6. I actually don't know how fertility works in the beginning because all of my animals in the beginning seems to have high fertility. Maybe we will be struck by infertile animals as we go home, not sure. Immunity, he has home island immunity, so he can't get sick here because this is a tutorial island, but he will eventually be able to get sick if we crossbreed him with other animals. It's actually kind of fun to look into that. I'll speak about that a bit more. He has an eyesight, so he has because he has 2 eyes. He has hearing, he has medium ears, so he has 3 of hearing, and he has smelling of 1. He has poison fang, so he doesn't really smell all that good. Now, he has a big body, so that gives him a bit of a defense. He doesn't have any skills or anything. He has stealth of 2 because he has runner legs, and he has a poison resistance due to his poison fangs. Now, these are his abilities. Here you can see some of his genes, actually all of his genes. I'm not sure if there are some hidden, but these are the genes he has. Now, you always have the main gene, the dominant gene, and then you have a recessive gene. So for example, no matter what will happen, Adam has a dominant gene of medium ears and recessive gene of medium ears. So he can't pass anything else. Like, for example, he can't pass small ears or big ears to his offspring. He has no horns, both on dominant and recessive gene. He has an eyesight of 2, but he has a recessive gene of short-sighted eyes. So that is inactive, but that would give him +1 smelling and +1 eyesight instead of 2 eyes. So if maybe Eve has a dominant gene of short-sighted, or if she has a recessive gene of short-sighted, we might have animals with worse eyesight that we have now. He has dominant and recessive gene for poison fangs, so some of his offspring might have that, especially if Eve has that too. He has a big body, both of dominant and recessive gene. He has runner legs, both dominant and recessive. Actually, it seems like there is no recessive gene for this. Interesting. He has hind legs. He has medium tail that gives him a bit of cold resistance. He has no albinism and no melanism, which are basically, if he was albino, I think he would get some positive traits in snow, but other than that, he is very bad in hot environment. And melanism, of course, we don't want our animals to bleed out. He has yellow fur, but can also have offsprings with red fur, each giving bonus to stealth depending on the environment you are in. He has black eyes and brown eyes inactive. That's actually pretty cool because you can see the brown eyes being recessive to black eyes and the blue eyes being recessive to brown eyes. So it's actually kind of hard to have animals with blue eyes because they're the least dominant, just like in real world. Is brown horns and black horns, black pattern and brown pattern, so both of these are possible. He has stripes, which increases the camouflage when hiding in grass, and he has them also inactive. This is actually pretty cool. You have some patterns here, so depending on that, our animals have different patterns of their fur. He also has man, medium, and big pattern, and pattern density medium and thick. Those, I think, also give different bonuses based on where you are. He has normal blood clotting. There's no gene inactive because actually the melanism no, not melanism. Wait, is melanism a different one? Yeah, it is. I'm sorry, I was mistaken. Melanism is a different type of thing. This is the hemophilia, that's the name. So he has normal blood clotting, but if Eve has the gene for anamism, we might have a big problem. He has high fertility on both of his spots, and he has home island immunity, but he has an immunity G. Actually, if you breed out animals with the same type of immunity, they can get very bad immunity in the end, so they can get very sickly and die out due to sickness. So this is gonna be very hard, I think. This is gonna be very hard. So we'll have to keep an eye on this so that we don't have a big problem with that. You also have an ability to select mutation for your animal. So for example, now that we have gone through this, we can force Anem to have gene mutated. So if he, for example, if we want his offspring to have a medium body, we would select both in these and have 100% possibility that his offspring would have medium body. Remember that Adam has a big body, so we're basically just breeding that out. We can focus on having specific furs. We can focus on having runner legs. There are eyes, short-sighted eyes, blind eyes, which gives bonus to smelling but lowers eyesight. Short snout, so we would pass on more smelling ability. There are dots, patterns. Here's hemophilia, which is something we don't want. Animals take high damage from blood loss. I actually don't know if it has any positive thing to it whatsoever. We have some patterns we can go for. Tiny pattern. We can put our animals to infertile and low fertility. I have no idea why you would want that. No melanism and no albinism, things we don't want. Some patterns here, and here are the pattern shapes. Now, one thing that I haven't mentioned, you can see that Adam sees quite far because his seeing is 2, so he can see the 2 tiles around him. But he can also smell. The smelling, you can see that it highlights the thing that happens around you. He can only smell up to 1 thing, yeah, smelling of 1. And he has also hearing, and as he has a hearing of 3, he can hear things up to 3 tiles away from him. And of course, you can't see through grass. But you can smell through grass, especially if you're trying to dig out, for example, roots. There's a digging ability, or if you're trying to find something hiding in the grass. But there's a thing that's called smelletry. I haven't encountered it yet, but I can imagine that distorts smelling. So there's also hearing, and you can of course hear things hiding in the grass. But you can, for example, see I would say, or you can hear things like I don't know, roots and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure that would be something that distorts hearing as well. So for now, our animals see and hear very well, but they are not that good in smelling. So now that we have gone through the basics, we went through this UI. I'm gonna finish by showing you Adam's line. We have no other animals, so you can see here. You can see the genes though. You can see his attributes, and you can see you can search for various genes. For example, for the breeding of your animal. So for example, if we want to see which animal has a big body, Adam lights up. If we wanted to see attributes, you can select, for example, fishing, and Adam has 0 fishing ability, so he can't really catch fish. He can't really feed from the bottom either because he doesn't have the ability, but he can swim a bit and he can collect, which is very important. We'll see what Eve has because we need to breed them together, and based on their abilities, see what our pattern of life will be. So for now, let's focus on the tutorial. It tells you some things about it. We're gonna move here. And Adam will rest. He's still a baby, so he can't really do anything. We found out that he's not injured, so we're gonna end the turn, let everything pass, and Adam has grown. So now you can see he is a teenager. He gets a bit more movement because he's not a child anymore. He can pass further and faster. Though the thing is that he consumed food. You can see that here. We have 19 food. Each animal consumes 1 through 1 each day. And we have some nesting material to create nests for our animals. We have 10 of that, which is, I think, enough for one nest. We also have only one animal in our pack, so that's just a thing there is. Now, they're telling us that we need to find something to eat. There's a berry bush here. You can see that Adam has a collecting of 2. So we can collect 2 per turn. So we're going to collect the berry bushes and get to 23 food. Now I'm going to end the turn again. You will see that we will subtract 1 food. And Adam is passing his teen days. Now we could destroy these reeds to clear away foliage, but we don't need to, so I'm just gonna move there. And I'm gonna do another bit of collecting here. I'm gonna end the turn. We're told that we should move Adam to the flower port here, which is on each island. Once you pass your animals there, you can use this, they call it, I think they call it weird stone, which will allow you to pass to another island and thus to a new habitat for your animals. So we're gonna collect a bit more food once again and then move directly to the place where we need to go. So you can see Adam is now a full-blown adult. So let's move him here and we can pass to the island exit. When I click this button, we will get to the island, the second island. I wanted to say island level 2 or, you know, but it's the second island. And I'll see you folks there. Due to technical reasons, I have to stop recording between the loading screens because it crashes the game. I'm still using the very old program called Fraps and they don't really work well together. So I'll see you there. Welcome to the second island. Adam is here. He is ready to do whatever we want of him. And the interesting thing is that there is another animal in here. We can see 2 nests already here, which is kind of peculiar. Usually I only have 1 nest, not 2 of them, so I'm not sure what to think of that. But yeah, we'll see to it. Now, one thing that I know is that Eve might be hiding in this grass, so I'm gonna try smelling. We can't smell her. But actually, that's interesting. We didn't see that, right? Yeah, there's a... No, we could. Okay, we're next to it. But you can see that using the smelling and hearing is always good to see. So Eve is nowhere to be found. She's usually hiding in this grass, but there's no one there. So maybe she's in here? I don't really know. We'll have to search for her. So I'm gonna send my animal here to the nest and... Still no sign of Eve. It's quite peculiar. I'm gonna collect these berries from the bush and we'll go find her. So she'll have to be here somewhere. Let's end the turn. And see what we can see. Oh, okay. So there is no Eve, but there is a kind of a mole there. We can hunt these animals for food, for meat. But for now, we really want to focus on finding Eve as fast as possible. And I'm kind of bummed that we haven't seen her yet. Oh, there's a root here. So if we had a digging ability, we could feed off that too. But we don't have a digging ability at all. So it shows on here, when I hover over it, it tells you, try to dig up ground. Low chance to succeed because of low digging ability. Now, where the hell is Eve? I really don't see her anywhere. Is she hiding from me? I think that at this point we should see her. So yeah, I could kill this animal now. I can attack it. Well, it's called stag mole. Oh, okay, I attacked and killed it, but I'm wondering where Eve is. Maybe she's not moving, so we can't really see her. I'm gonna collect this heap of meat. Oh, that gives 4 food. Okay, Eve is definitely not here anywhere. So she'll have to be over there, and we'll find her next turn, probably. We have 27 food, so that is good. We can try to crack this nut open, but that's not working well for us. So come on, Eve, where the hell are you? Okay, there's a bunny here. Okay, I'm really starting to think that I screwed something up. Let's see. Eve is not here, there's a bunny though. But I'm not gonna hunt the bunny for now. Okay, there's one more thing and I feel really... Oh no, here she is. Okay, so we found Eve. Damn, I couldn't hear her before. She was probably hiding on the beach somewhere. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna offer Eve a bunch of food. Actually, you offer them 5. If you ever encounter, that can happen. You can encounter other animals on other islands, offer them food, and they will join your pack. So now that we offer Eve food, she has become one of our animals, and that concludes the tutorial. So as the ending of this episode, we're gonna go over Eve, and we're gonna see what she is like, and we're gonna see if we can, well, positively breed our animals. So Eve has a speed of 4, so that's good. She's very fast. She has swimming ability 2 of 1. It's kind of a bummer because I wanted her to be maybe able to swim. And she has a lower ability of getting food than our main character. It's interesting. She has the same attack as we do too. Oh, but she has a digging paw. Okay, so she doesn't have a collecting paw. She has a digging paw. Interesting. She has high fertility too. She has immunity A. We have home island immunity. Okay, eyesight of 2. That's good. She hears very well. Oh, and she smells very well. She doesn't have the poisonous fang, but she has a big nose, so she can smell very far. Yeah, she covers nearly the entire island with her smell. So she's great. She has a great eyesight, great hearing, and great smelling. Way better than we do. She has a camouflage of 2 because she's hiding in the grass. We have only... okay, she has... wait, I'm confused now. She has no defense, okay, because she has probably the medium body. Yeah, she's smaller than Adam. But she has camouflage, and she has stealth of 2. Oh, we have camouflage of 5. Okay, so we are hiding way better than she is. That's why we were able to defeat the mole in the beginning, because he didn't see us. And she has cold resistance of 2. We have 3, 2 from big body and 1 from medium tail. She has just medium body and medium tail. And she has heat resistance of 1, which Adam doesn't have, but he has poisonous resistance. So let's look at her genes. She has hearing, that's good. So all our animals will have big ears. And she has a ram, which gives her 1 strength. Adam has nothing of that, interesting. She has eyes, so all of our animals will probably have good eyes. And she has a big nose, which Adam doesn't have. He has big body, and she has medium body and spiky body. Oh! Okay, is it possible to pass on? Spiky body is not bad. It gives spikiness, strength, and senseless. Could we make that? No, we can't. No spiky body for us, it seems. Too bad. Only by an accident, I guess. She has a digging paw and runner legs. I wonder what's better. I think digging paw might not be bad. She has hind legs. Same for Adam. Oh, but she could get webbed hind legs. Oh, those are good. I'd really like to have an animal that can swim well and fish, because fish seem to be a good source of... yeah, but I don't see it anywhere. Just hind legs. Webbed hind legs. Oh, we have to swim. So Eve would have to swim to get that activated. I would really like that. Yeah, I like that. I kind of aim for an animal that could swim well and, you know, live on the beach. That would be kind of nice. Medium tail. And a swim. Oh, she could get a swimming tail and swimming hind legs. That would be pretty good. No albinism, no melanism. That's good. She's red-brown fur and chestnut fur. Okay, so we'll have all kinds of animals. Brown eyes, green eyes inactive, white horns, red horns, brown pattern, white pattern. Okay, she has pattern shape B, and she has immunity A and immunity B. Well, we have home island immunity and immunity G. So animals from our 2 starting animals should be good. And she has normal blood clotting, so no real possibility of having hemophilia and high fertility. Okay, so I'm happy with the starting pack. We'll see what we can do in the next episode. That's gonna start by breeding and I guess a bit more hunting. And we're gonna try to make Eve swim because we really need those swimming legs if we can get them. That is.